What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Andy&Han. It has been so long since I've said that, so long since we've done a video. On this one, Andrew's not gonna be with me because I'm talking about everything wedding. But long story short, we haven't posted a video since I think May. It's been so long. I'm so sorry. We posted a bunch of stuff on Instagram, fitness, videos, stories, everything like that. But with my master's program being full-time, me working full-time, doing everything that I had going on with the wedding, it was just really insane, and I had to cut something out of my schedule in order to get like between 3 and 7 hours of sleep, varying every night, and it had to be YouTube. So I'm so sorry for that. I am still in my master's program. I have a little bit of a break now, but we go back in like a week and a half, and then we finish in May. But without all the wedding stuff, so with all of the planning and everything out of the way, I'm able to have some more time to record some videos for you guys. Andrew's gonna be in some of the videos. It's gonna be awesome. So we are back. So I'm really, really excited having you back, and I'm kicking it off with our first video, and it's going to be our first video back, and it's going to be all about wedding planning, everything to do with wedding. And so without further ado, we're gonna get right started into the video. Here we go. All right, so this video is going to have a very specific agenda, which I wrote everything out on my phone because I want to make sure I get to everything without having it be too long. So first I'm going to talk about 2 huge tips that I have. Then we're going to go into wedding planning, how we picked vendors, what we did ourselves, everything like that, and I'm going to give my personal insight. Then we're going to go into Q&A. I did ask for you guys, if you have any questions on Instagram, to ask me those questions. And so I wrote all of them down, I have answers for them, and we're gonna get right to it. So, my biggest tip, I have 2 of them. First one is to plan everything. Check wedding planner to-do list twice. Double check everything. I literally wrote that down twice because you will miss things. Stay in communication with your vendors. Tell them what you want as well as what you don't want. Get it all done before the week of your wedding. So that's a pretty long tip, but essentially get everything done, check everything, make sure everything's set the week before your wedding, because it's likely that you're just gonna forget some things even though you check things a million times. And with all of that kind of being done the week before your wedding, that leaves very few and small things to go wrong the week of your wedding. You can't control everything, but you're gonna minimize your things that can go wrong if you have everything done the week before the wedding. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work, but if you can get it done the week before your wedding, I promise it'll be so stress-free and amazing. Tip number 2 is smile and relax. I made sure to plan everything, have everything done so that the week of and the day of I can just relax, enjoy. I knew that very little things were gonna go wrong, unless you count the weather, which no one knows, especially when you have an outdoor wedding like I did. It was actually raining and cold the entire week, and then that day, literally just during the day, it was sunny and beautiful and amazing. We got really, really lucky with the weather. That's something you can't control, but we also had a backup plan, obviously. But just enjoy, relax, take it in. It's your wedding day. So those are my 2 big tips. Now we're gonna go into planning. So there's so many things you don't want to forget about, big things and small things. My vibe, you guys have to kind of really pick your vibe from the get-go and then align everything with your vibe. So if you are elegant, you want to align everything with that vibe that you're going for. If you're more of a boho, align everything with that. By everything, I mean dresses, flowers, decor, food, everything. You don't want things to be, oh, your dress is really elegant and nice, but then your vibe's more like boho and things kind of don't match up. You want the whole vibe to be seamless and coexist together. So my vibe is more of an elegant boho. So I had a dress, and then it was like lace on the top, and then it was really nice and elegant on the bottom. And I actually originally was gonna do satin dresses for my bridesmaids. I ended up doing chiffon. The reason I made that switch is because I had to think in my head, how's everything gonna look together and go together and be cohesive in all the pictures to make the day seem like it's flowing well. And so I actually changed them from satin to more chiffon. They were still nice, long, elegant. They hit the floor beautifully, but I didn't want them to be satin because that was too elegant. My dress wasn't as elegant as theirs would be, so I made that switch. So be thinking about that when you're going through all your planning. Now, we had no planner, but we did have a decorator. Really recommend that. The reason we didn't have a planner is because I had a very specific vision. I wanted to look up all of the different vendors myself. I wanted to read reviews, It took a ton of time, but I'm really glad that I did, because sometimes planners have specific vendors that they're allowed to work with or different things. And you know, you can't always, you're trusting someone else to do your vision, which I've heard it go great, I've heard it go bad. You know, just like every vendor can be anything. When you're doing it yourself, you kind of know what you're gonna get into. It's a lot more work, a lot more time, but I'm happy that I did it. I also used my mom, which is amazing. She's a superhero and helped me with a ton of stuff. So we had a, like I said, decorator and a day of coordinator. Get a day of coordinator because it helps everything. Some venues like mine require it. Basically, they tell you everything that, like, they give you your timeline of everything that's gonna happen that day. They make sure that they get timelines to your whole bridal party so everyone knows where to be at what time, what's going on. Your mom and you and your aunts and whoever are not stressed about anything, and you're able to just have it flow really well. They also, having a decorator was more money, but they also helped set up everything, decorate everything, as well as you can help give them your vision of everything, as well as tear down everything. So that normally a lot of families and friends and bridal party has to come before and stay after to do all that. We wanted to make sure everyone had a seamless day of experience, so we didn't have to stress out about any of that, and that was amazing. Now let's talk about invitations. We also did wax seals. We got our invitations from Paper Affair in Frisco. They were amazing. Got to pick out everything from cardstock to fonts to colors to ribbons, everything. And then we also used wax seals. We did those ourselves. My mom was amazing and literally took like a whole weekend and did every single invitation with wax seals. We got them from like Amazon and it worked out really well. Then we used the Zola wedding website, which had no problems with. We registered at Target, Amazon, and Crate & Barrel. I picked those three for very specific reasons. A lot of people use Bed Bath & Beyond. I didn't want to because Bed Bath & Beyond can be very limited. Once you get everything you need, you don't really go to Bed Bath & Beyond again. So for example, if you get a gift card, which a lot of people will get you gift cards to your places that you're registered at, it's kind of hard to use those gift cards again, whereas Target, you can use it on clothes or jewelry or whatever you want to use it on after your registry and everything is covered. Same with Amazon and Crate & Barrel. We only registered for a very select amount of things from Crate & Barrel. Those are our like nice knives, plates, platters, bowls, everything like that. You want a nice website to get those things that you're going to use often from, so we did that as well. When it comes to figuring out what you want, there's a million registry lists that you can read, but you also want to cater it to yourself. What do you have? What do you not have? I took a long time to figure that out, so recommend taking time for that. Then we also had our florist was Petals Couture. They were amazing. We rented votives and candles and some other stuff from them as well. I highly recommend renting everything because after you're done with your wedding, you're gonna throw them away, give them away, or keep them in storage somewhere for the rest of your life. So renting is the way to go. Let's talk about, you also talk about what your priorities are. So I wanted my priorities to be in the flowers, love the florals, really wanted that to be a big thing. I also really cared about my dress and of course the venue. So those three things were my main focus. I wanted the venue to be my vibe, flowers to be the centerpiece, and then I wanted my dress to really pop in different ways. I ended up redoing the front of my dress and had an amazing alterations lady. Her name was like Altier. She's in Plano, the Dallas area, so if you need her information, please comment or message me and I'll give it to you. She was absolutely incredible. A little pricey, but worth it, especially because I redid my dress. I had a plunge dress. We ended up redoing the entire front and making it into a V, a really soft V. It was beautiful. And then I also had a caterer. My caterer was Culinary Arts Catering. We ended up going to vendor shows. We found them at a vendor show. They were already highly recommended. We did a prime rib carving station with them. We also did lemon chicken piccata, and we did like rosemary potatoes and steamed like vegetables and a bunch of other stuff from them. We also did appetizers from them. We did brisket tacos. We did bruschetta and then something else I can't remember, but they were absolutely amazing. Our food was phenomenal. We got a lot of praise on that, so they were incredible. And then Cake Lady, we had Shannon Star Cakes. She is literally like the best in Dallas in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinions. We did a half naked cake. It was beautiful. It was lined with florals from our florist and topped with a Mr. and Mrs. Smith gold cake topper that we got on Amazon. And she also had a nice pretty antique gold stand that we had the cake stand on. We had tablecloth rentals. We used a lace and velvet tablecloth. We used a velvet tablecloth for our big centerpiece that we had when you walked into our reception. We had a big floral centerpiece, and we had a velvet tablecloth for that. We had a lace, Italian lace, beautiful tablecloth for our cake, and it was amazing. One tip too, with our flowers, we had all of our flowers from our ceremony be transferred into our reception. Saves you a lot of money. You do have to pay a fee for them to, you know, tear it down and rebuild it. We had an amazing cake backdrop. We had our florals be on stairways. We had florals on the tables, obviously, but then we also had them kind of in the little spaces that you don't think about. They were like zip tied and wrapped to big posts by our reception. We had them put everywhere. So make sure you're spending a ton of money on your florals for your ceremony. See if there's a lot of ways that you can reuse those florals in your reception to save you money. Also, it looks amazing. Anyway, we also had our cake lady do desserts. We did mini cheesecake, we did mini like apple pies, we did I think brownies, we did a bunch of different stuff with her. And then, and macaroons, which were also a big hit. And then we did Domino's pizza. So at the end of the cake and the desserts and everything, we were all dancing, and then after about an hour of dancing, we had Domino's deliver a ton of pizza, which was a big hit. That was so much fun. So you can do, like, my friend did Whataburger, what are they called? Honey butter chicken biscuits. So you can do any kind of like fast food, cheap, close by restaurant you want, but it makes the guests really happy, and you're happy too because you're dancing, you know, you're gonna get hungry again, and that was really nice. For our favors, we used glass etched coasters. They were beautiful, really, really fun. Some people thought they were ornaments because of the way we packaged them. I guess you could think of them that way, but they were really unique and fun. And then we also did a DJ and a string quartet. String quartet played for the ceremony. I had very specific songs I wanted for the ceremony. They weren't on their list, so check with some string quartets. They may have a list of preset songs. I wanted my own, so you do have to pay a little bit more to get them to arrange the songs that you want. I had a very original song that no one's ever used before to walk down the aisle to. It's from my favorite movie, Endless Love, and it just made the day a lot more special to me because that song is special to me. And then we had, like I said, DJ. We had DJ Bob for our DJ Bob Knoll. He's in Dallas for our DJ. He was amazing. He came up to me in the beginning and asked me if anyone would be allowed to make suggestions, and he could just play suggestions. I created my own long wedding playlist on Spotify, which was amazing because it was fun. Some people's weddings play traditional wedding music, they play their own kind of music, or they let, you know, the DJ pick like old throwback songs. I chose my own. I had a little bit of a mix of everything, and everyone was on the dance floor the entire time. I got a lot of compliments on the music. It was so much fun. I told him no for requests unless I approved them, because if I made this whole amazing playlist, I don't want some random person coming up and saying, oh, I want to play this song, when the majority of the wedding may not want to listen or dance to that song. So I just did my request, so that there were some people that came up to me and wanted a request. Some of them I approved. About 2 of them I said, okay, yeah, that's a good one. So I went up and I told the DJ it was okay. I recommend doing that. And the string quartet we used was European Ensemble. They were very needy, very great. They were amazing, but also very needy. So pay attention to who you're hiring. Then we had a photographer and videographer. Photographer was Lindsay Davenport Photos. She was absolutely incredible. Had my vibe in mind the whole time. Made sure everything. She had a photography timeline. She had everything laid out. She also had engagement pictures that were included with our package, which was amazing. And she was just really personable, really caring, and I highly recommend her. Videographer was When It Clicks. They are incredible. I wanted words in our video, like we did personal vows, so I wanted those in the video. He made sure to incorporate those in our video. We have a teaser that's on Instagram at hannahhhmills now. Is my Instagram username, so popping it up right here. Check out our wedding video teaser. We also rented outdoor heaters last minute, depending on the weather, we didn't really know. So we had some outdoor heaters for the reception, the cocktail hour we had outside, and the ceremony. So we had outdoor heaters, those were awesome as well. I can't remember where, but you can really rent them at any place. And then we used vendor rentals. We used their tables, we used their farm tables. We rented a lot of different random things from there. We also had beautiful white tapestry. We rented that from them as well. We rented the guys' suits from Al's Formal Wear. We were looking between Al's Men's Warehouse and then different places. That was the best option for us and what I was looking for. It actually ended up working out really well. The guys' suits were amazing. They fit them really well, and the color that I was going for was more of a dark, subtle navy, and then we did plum and paisley ties for the groomsmen. as well as little pocket squares. And Andrew, my groom, had a ivory paisley tie with an ivory paisley handkerchief as well, and it was amazing. Very subtle detail, very tasteful. And then we did the girls' dresses, like I said, we changed from satin to chiffon. We got them from the Maury Lee brand at Stardust Boutique, and then I got my dress from Lulu's Bridal Boutique, and it was a Pronovius, I can't remember, I think it was Pronovius Randy was the name of my dress. For the reception, for the party, we had heart light up glasses that were really cute, and then we also had some straw cowboy hats that we gave them, and then we had glow in the dark little sticks that we had as well. So those are the 3 things that we had for our party reception. And then I had a huge white gallon cowboy hat that I got to wear to dance in, which was really fun because we're in Texas now, and so it was just a fun add-on because I'm from Chicago, moved to Texas, and so it was really fun that I got to wear a big white cowboy hat. We had a photo booth as well. Our photo booth was This Moment in Time, DFW. They were awesome. They surprised me. I didn't know they did this, but they had a huge photo book that had little photos of everyone in there, and they also got to write down fun things. So now forever we have a really fun photo book with a lot of memories of our friends and family in there. And they also did a couple other things. They let you choose fonts, your backdrop, everything. They were amazing. We also had a guest book and an advice book. So when you come in, people sign the guest book. Well, we also had an advice book, which was awesome because a lot of married couples wrote in there their top advice, which one of the main top advice that they had was not to go to bed angry. I'm telling you, 99% of the people wrote that. So it was really nice because then we applied to our marriage. And then we used, I'm trying to think of anything else I'm forgetting, coffee and hot chocolate bar we had for the cocktail hour and reception. We used a lot of the vendors from the caterer, so your caterer, you think about drinks and everything. We had wine and beer for our bar, but then we also had alcohol for the bridal party and different stuff like that, bride and groom's drinks that we brought ourselves and put behind the bar. But we also had hot chocolate and coffee bar. And then I'm trying to think of anything else I'm forgetting. I think that's the main things. And then of course we had surprise fireworks that Andrew and I did not know about that my parents surprised us with, which was absolutely incredible and amazing. Oh, and a getaway car. We had a Rolls Royce getaway car, which was amazing. That was, who did we get it from? We got it from DFW Vintage. Andrew's over there. We had DFW Vintage Cars. That's where we rented that from. They were amazing because we also got pictures in the car, really romantic, beautiful pictures, and it was fun riding in the back of a really nice older Rolls Royce. So we did that instead of a limo.
Tell them how the driver drove on it.
Andrew is in the background talking. The driver drove on the right side. Normally drivers drive on the left, he drove on the right, which is also pretty cool. So that is all of our vendors, all of the planning, everything like that.
Did you say
now,
you had s'mores table?
Yeah, I did. Oh, we also, yeah, you did. Okay, we had hot chocolate coffee, we also had s'mores. Yes, we rented a little s'mores stuff. You can ask your vendor, look it up online where you want to get it from. Lots of people offer it, or you can do your own. We had a little fire pit and s'mores by there, which is really fun for our guests as well. And we just bought all of our sparklers for cheap on from the venue. So the venue actually had a guy who was a big pyro, they called him, making a joke, but he's really great with fireworks and sparklers, and he knows the brand of the sparklers that last the longest and did our fireworks as well, and he's absolutely incredible. So I can't give you his information because he's with the venue, but I'm sure you can look it up and do your research on that. Now I'm going to talk about a couple things you want to remember the day of. The day of. You want to make sure to have gifts for your mom, dad, mother-in-law, father-in-law, also gifts if you have them for the groom, letters to each other, your vow books, as well as regular gifts that you want to give each other. Make sure all that is wrapped, cards are written, everything's set to go before the day of the wedding. And then you also want to make sure you have everything ready to go, everything that you do on your own. So we used all those vendors, but me and my mom also did a lot of things on our own. We did our seating chart. We had it printed, and then we also had a really beautiful frame around that. We got all the signs printed from Etsy for different wedding signs that we had. We had my friend Katie. Katie, you're awesome. She's really good with calligraphy and wrote just names for desserts and different things like that. We had that ready to go. We had cake cutters, cake topper that we got, champagne glasses, alcohol, all the details for your detail pictures. So remember to save an invitation, save all your details for the wedding photographer so she can photograph all the details. I got little velvet boxes for our rings to be photographed. She did that as well. And then you have to remember you have obviously your wedding rings, your ring bearer pillow or sign. We did a little whoop sign because we're Aggies, gig 'em, oh gig 'em. So he had a little whoop sign carried with him, and then flower girls, their baskets or whatever you're gonna use for your wedding programs, all the wedding program information. Your hair and bridal accessories are ready to go, shoes ready to go, robes, gifts, and champagne glasses, whatever you're using for your bridesmaids, have that ready. Groomsmen gifts, and then also food for the day. So are you ordering Chick-fil-A for lunch for your bridal party? Are you cooking? Are you doing, anything else? You wanna have that ready to make sure everyone's eating and not, starving. And then getaway bag with everything in it. So if that night you're going to a hotel or you're going somewhere else, you wanna have a bag of makeup, clothes for the next day, stuff for that night, whatever you wanna have in it, make sure that's ready. And then my mom also had emergency kits. She's cute, she's the best. She had emergency kits. So say someone's dress tore, say someone stained something, she had Band-Aids, she had stain removers, she had waters, she had literally, she had sewing kits, she had everything you could imagine. She had medicine, allergy medicine, regular medicine, she had everything in these emergency kits for the grooms and for the bridesmaids. My dad also surprised the groomsmen. He's awesome, and he had alcohol and snacks and candy and a bunch of fun stuff for the grooms to have, the groomsmen to have during that day. They went to one of my really close friends' house to get ready and hang out and eat, and then they came to the venue and changed more and ate and hung out and drank. So we had all that set. But that concludes the planning information, everything I have to say for myself. I try to give you guys as much information as I can. I don't want to make this video an hour long, even though it seems like it's going to be, but it really, really helps because I feel like if you are planning a wedding or you're in that stage of life, you want to make sure you have everything. That's all I can say, but check lists, double check everything. There's going to be things that you want to have that you want to forget. I can personally say there's not one thing that I feel like I missed out on having, or I forgot, or I didn't have because of how much I planned. So the work really does pay off. Now I'm gonna go into Q&A. Okay, so if you're waiting to this part of the video, here it is. What's one thing you invested in for your wedding that you later realized you could have gone without? This is kind of hard because honestly, I would say nothing. I was very detail oriented throughout the process, and kind of everything that I had there, I wanted there. I guess if we were on a tighter budget or I had to cut some things, it would be like less florals because those are really expensive, or it would be, I guess, I don't even know, like, trying to think of like, I guess outdoor heaters you don't have to have, but you have to also think about how comfortable you want your guests to be. So you want people like saying good things about your wedding, not saying they had to wait 5 hours for their food, not saying they were freezing, which obviously you can't control the weather, but you can try somewhat to make them comfortable. So I would honestly say, I know this sounds probably like you're expecting some type of answer, but every single thing I had, I wanted there. I guess we had coffee, hot chocolate, s'mores, and all that extra stuff, so could have gone without that, but also like I'm happy that it was there and I wanted it there. So that's my answer for that. Steps getting a marriage license. They said might be obvious, but easily explained in a video. When getting your marriage license, super, super easy, way easier than you think. You have to go to your local like county clerk office, and it doesn't have to be if you're in Texas, every state's different. So if you're in any type of different state than Texas, look up your own rules because every state's different. Our state, they just passed a law where you don't have to get your license in the county that you get married in. So we got our license in College Station, and then we got married in the Dallas area. So we are able to get our marriage license here, not wait a super long time. I would make sure you have just all of your information, like we got it so long ago, so I can't really remember all the things that you need. I really think it's pretty easy. I don't think we brought anything besides our license, so like our proof of ID, and then we also did marriage counseling. We did premarital counseling, which was amazing. And if you do premarital counseling, at least in Texas, you get a huge discount on your marriage license. It's only like 80 something bucks. We got it for like 20 something bucks. So you get a big deal, and you have to like print out this little form and have your premarital pastor sign it, and that's your proof. So that was awesome. And then they will actually give you that day, if you go in person, they'll give you that day your marriage certificate, and then you have to use it within like 60 or 90 days. And then right away after you get married, your officiant has to sign off that, you know, he married you, sign, date, everything like that, and then you bring it to your office. You can mail it to your office again, and then you'll get your marriage license, and there you go. You can go ahead and change your name, do everything that you need with your marriage license. Then, what was your budget? What was the most expensive thing that you spent on? Did you pick a venue that included food or a separate caterer? Rather not share my budget. Everyone has different budgets depending on, you know, a million things. We had a pretty loose budget, so we were able to really do above and beyond and have like a dream wedding. I'm so blessed and lucky to say that. I really do realize how lucky and blessed that I was to go kind of have my dream wedding. So we didn't really focus on that as much as we thought we were going to. But if you are doing on a budget, it's gonna obviously take some more planning and some more effort. What was the most expensive thing that you spent? Definitely, it had to be between the food and the florals. So we spent a lot of money on food, a lot of money on florals, but you, in my opinion, have to kind of set what are your 3 top priorities. And mine was like venue, flowers, dress, but then I also had food in there. So I had about 4 top priorities. So everything else kind of, you think that you're not gonna spend as much money on. We kind of ended up spending a lot of money also on photographer, videographer, and everything like that. But most was definitely flowers and food. As well as our venue, that was obviously expensive as well. And then obviously our caterers were separate from the venue, but the venue did provide a list of caterers that, you know, they recommended. Did you or did you not have a first look, and why? I did not have a first look. I'm traditional in that way. I wanted the first time for him to see me be down the aisle, and it was so worth it because our videographer, photographer got him crying. He doesn't normally cry. He didn't think he was gonna cry, but he was crying when I walked down the aisle, and it was so beautiful and romantic to see. We did a first touch, which was awesome. First touch, first prayer, we exchanged gifts and letters, which was really romantic and really sweet. Really happy that I did that. Don't have any regrets. My photographer suggested doing a first look because you get more one-on-one time to do portraits, but we ended up having plenty of time to do portraits and everything, so it ended up working out really well, and I'm really happy that I chose that. Robes, we got I did not want lace robes. I wanted more ruffled robes, and I'm really happy that I got those because it's just more flattering. They're frilly and really fun. I got mine from Victoria's Secret, white with frills that says I do on the back, and then I got the bridesmaids from Shein. It's really, really hard to find just ruffled robes instead of lace robes. You can find lace robes anywhere, but the ruffled robes we got from Shein, it actually worked out really well. They were beautiful. I got my mom's robe from Etsy, and then I got my mother-in-law robe from Etsy as well. And then what is something you realized later that wasn't a big of a deal as you made it to be? Like, was it necessary? I feel like I made a lot of things a big deal, but again, I'm happy that I did, because that day, like the day of, everything went so perfect. Like there wasn't anything that I freaked out about that wasn't actually a big deal the day of. Obviously people say don't stress, it's your wedding day, it's about you and him getting married. I'd say the one thing that I stressed out the most about was my getaway dress. So I wanted to do a dress change. I didn't want to get away in my wedding dress. I wanted a different dress to get away in, and I was so stressed about what type of dress to get. And I do kind of, I guess, regret stressing out as much about that because in the end it worked out amazing. I had this beautiful strapless with a slit, really sparkly dress, and it was amazing. I got that from Mesh Key. It's a brand in Australia. It came in though like that week, and it was really beautiful. I'm super happy about it. So that was that. And then how nervous were you? I wasn't really nervous. I was just letting myself feel the excitement and feel all the feelings that day. I cried, I laughed, I had the time of my life, and I wasn't like nervous as much as I guess like walking down the aisle, you kind of feel all the nerves, but it's more excitement and just pure happiness. I guess for me too, like we waited to have sex, we got married, and so like I was like that day I was like giving myself to him, my heart, my body, my emotions, my mind, like everything. We're gonna become one. So it was just an amazing day. I was beaming the entire day, just letting myself enjoy and relax and not being a bridezilla, freaking out, psycho, like screaming at everyone. I didn't do any of that. I just kind of enjoyed myself that day and was really in the moment the entire time, and that's all I can say too, is like, I guess another piece of advice would just like be in every single moment, because it only happens once. So that is the end of this video. I'm so happy I got to finally make it. I know it's forever long, but if you made it to the end, thank you. I hope it gave you a lot of advice, a lot of tips. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say, feel free to drop it in the comments below or message me on Instagram at Hannah Joy Smith. I'm popping in my Instagram right here. I hope you go follow me and watch all my stories, because I post every single day for you guys and share a lot about my life. And then also subscribe to our channel, please, because we are back and better than ever. We're so excited to be sharing a ton of videos with you guys. But yes, Andrew will be back in the next video, and we're so happy to be back with you guys, and we will see you later. Happy 2020.